Hey traders, welcome back to the FXE YouTube channel. Hope everyone is doing good today. In today's video, I'll review the recent price action and analyze the markets to give some ideas where price may want to go today. So let's get into the charts and have a look in more detail. Starting with the fundamentals, we have really only CPI today for the dollar during New York session, and that's about it. Just quickly looking at my FX book, we do have unemployment for GBP, and that seems to be it. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's look at DXY. So DXY has had a really nice run. So following up from my weekend analysis, where were we? We were around here, I guess. Yeah. So right around here. So what I was expecting is a pullback further to the upside to test the supply area, maybe come up to the OT area, and then reversing there, and then pushing back to the downside. But what had happened is the moment market opened, it started to push down, and then we had massive continuation during London session. So as of right now, price has come down into lower demand. You can see we've taken all this liquidity that was built on all those pushes to the upside. I'm thinking a couple scenarios here. The first one, I could see price just coming and retesting the demand that was created here, and then from there we probably won't have much of a shift. Could be immediate push and expansion to the upside. So that's the first thing I'm thinking. The second scenario is continuation to the downside. So as I mentioned in the weekend video, I'd like to see price to come down a little lower. There's a lot of confluence for price to come down here. We've already done some consolidation here, so I mean potentially it's building liquidity to potentially drive further to the downside. And my downside target is actually this area here. Because of all the confluence we have weekly demand level, as well as weekly OTE level, as well as 4-hour demand, which is also an order block that was right in the middle of this expansion, this massive expansion that we had to the upside. So this could be a very strong area if price were to come down here to reverse from. So if price makes it here, we'll need to watch closely the reaction at this level to see if there's a chance for a reversal. And let's move forward to EU now. So on EU, so in terms of market movement, it's quite similar, well, the opposite of what we saw with DXY. So we were here on Monday morning. So what I was expecting is a push further to the downside, coming into lower demand, the OT area, 4-hour imbalance before reversing. But what happened instead is the moment market opened, it's this candle, we had a 70 pip push to the upside, and after that we had a pullback and some consolidation before further continuation to the upside. So Asia was long, and then London was massively long. So then what had happened next, The area that I mentioned in the weekend video to keep a close eye on was actually the area that we had a reaction from. After coming down, after reacting off here, we did come down a little yesterday towards the end of London session. And then since New York on, it's more or less been consolidating in this area. There was one nice push down, but there was no further continuation after that. It's actually come right back up since, and then once again come back down. So you can see strong consolidation in this area right now. Obviously building liquidity to move the market one way or the other. I mean, I could honestly see it go either direction, but maybe short term in order to move the price the opposite direction. So let me go down on the 15-minute so we can look a little closer. So you can see on market open the massive push to the upside, pullback, some consolidation, which resulted in another push up, pullback to test the demand range, and then after that continuation, and then once London session came around, massive expansion to the upside. And then here you can see the first signs of weakness after topping out, and then a really nice mitigation of the upper supply before continuation to the downside. And then after that, like I said, we had some consolidation, then a push down during New York, came up, took most of it down, then retested demand again, and then after that correctively pushing back up, and then on Japan Open had a nice impulse to the upside, testing supply, and then coming right back down, and then consolidating in this area. So as I said, I mean, I can see a couple things happening in this area. I actually have some mixed feelings, but they're kind of like opposite scenarios. But for the bearish scenario, I would like to see a pullback before expanding to the downside. So I could potentially see price coming, up in this area, maybe liquidating the internal range. Thereafter, showing a shift, and then coming to the downside. But honestly, if it does come and test supply, we may not have much of a shift. It may be an impulsive move up that just grabs the liquidity and then immediately comes right back down. Very little chance to get in, and then you'll have to try to find an entry on the continuation. That's my idea, at least for now. The other scenario for the bearish scenario is price to push a little higher, to come back into the upper supply, and thereafter having a shift and then coming back down. But like I said, we may not see much of a shift. It may come in quite aggressively, and thereafter immediately reverse, giving little chance to enter, to take the reversal trade. For the bullish scenario, which I think is equally possible, I mean, just looking at the way EU has been moving up the last couple of days, EU's been really strong, Euro has been really weak. So for the bullish scenario, what I can see is price potentially just pushing up from here. So maybe reacting off demand, whether it be here, or maybe lower demand. And this could happen right at Frankfurt Open. And then starting to push up to the upside, consolidate a little before London Open, and then continuation reacting off supply, and then after that pushing through. So that's the first bullish scenario I can see. The second bullish scenario I could see is potentially coming down to retest the OTE area of the last leg to the upside, so low being here, high being here. So coming down to this OTE area, creating a shift, and then after that reacting off supply, and then continuing to the upside. And like I said during the weekend video, there are a couple areas that we can look at for potential reversal zones for higher time frame realignment. This supply here, which created that order block, don't think it's really so strong, but could be a potential area, as well as the extreme. So either one of these potentially are reversal areas, assuming we get that high. And then after that, I mean, if we get higher time frame alignment, our target is the low. Unless we're looking at a reversal. If reversal scenario is in play, then our targets will be either lower demand, or maybe the demand here before reversing and then continuing to the upside. So anyways, as I said, not so sure which way we're gonna go. The best thing is just to flow with whatever price action is showing us. So for me, at Frankfurt London Open, if price gives a pullback like right before or right as the market opens, then I'll probably look for longs to see if we can take it to the upside, and then target to pull most of it off at this supply if it gets there, and then from there check the reaction and look for shorts. If price immediately pushes up, like say right now we're about 2 hours before Frankfurt Open, say from now until Frankfurt price starts to correctively push to the upside. If that happens, then what I'll do is I'll start looking for shorts. We may get like a push a little higher, maybe into this supply zone, higher into this supply zone, or maybe push through and come to this supply zone. And then after that, look for shorting opportunities. So anyways, that's how I plan to play the markets today. Like I said, I don't know which way it's gonna go. Potentially can go either way, but I'll look to trade whatever price action is showing me. Okay, anyways, that sums up today's analysis. Hopefully you guys found it useful. Let me know your thoughts on the market by leaving a comment below. And as a reminder, if you found value in this video, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe to ensure you don't miss any future videos. And have a wonderful trading day today, and looking forward to seeing you for the next one. See you soon. Peace. Hey, you made it to the very end. Thanks for that. If you could do me one more favor and click the like button and subscribe if you haven't already, it'll allow the YouTube algos to kick in and help this channel grow. Thanks again. Cheers.